Good morning, everyone. So let's talk LSD 25. I'll go ahead and get started by writing out the title. All right, LSD entanglement states, vertical and lateral thinking. So I'll just go ahead and get started by drawing this out. It's a little complicated, but okay. So this is the LSD molecule, the H here. So we got one chiral center here, and that is an R enantiomer. And we have another chiral center here, which is an R enantiomer. Okay, so, and we know from studying diastereomerism that these two chiral centers can interact with other chiral centers. And so that's the thing, though, is like if we have one of these resting in a synapse somewhere, it's like, might these provide sort of like a peg and hole for building what I like to call quantum polymers or time polymers, which is responsible for what I think to be flashback bonding, which is the sensation where, when I think of, in particular, my brother's bachelor party in Cabo, I imagine the sun going from horizon to zenith and the clouds going overhead, and every time I think about that, by the miracle of RS entanglement of ketamine, or naturally linked sockets with my siblings and the other friends who were present, they all experienced the same flashback. So what's all this pathway entanglement about exactly? So if I draw out the molecule kind of like this, I'll just do a simplified version, just like the little horns there, a little oxygen off the side, and then just like this, and I'll just make a little plane for the rest of this. Imagine if you had several of these, though. So let's do another couple here. And do another one here. It's a little simplified. Just imagine this resting as a plane. The idea is that the nitrogens are where they bind to the synapses. But suppose that we had racemic formations to make sure that all these had entanglements. We would therefore, for two chiral centers, we'd have a 25, 25, 25, 25% for a racemate, which would be RR, RS, SR, and SS for these two enantiomers. So imagine that these centers were, say, I'll just, instead of giving an R and S, or maybe I could just write it out like this. Let's write them like kind of, I'll just say these are RR, and maybe this one is like SS, this one is RS. And so, depending how these go, these two might stack together like this, or some R's and S's might stack together like this, is my thinking, when they interact with one another. And suppose that these polymers either grew outwards in branches because maybe this S crossed here, or maybe this one goes here, or these ones flipped and linked like that, or some other means. You could probably get arbitrarily long pathway entanglements. And so that concept is still something we want to look into, but I'm pretty sure this has to do with diastereomerism of these chiral centers interacting. And as these build up off of the synapse, the further away that they get, the more that this time polymer might flail around and interact with other nearby synapses, causing its hallucinogenic effects, or possibly increase creativity. Anyways, this has been my talk on LSD entanglement states with vertical and lateral thinking, which is the diastereoism going up, and then the lateral thinking of flailing going out, and these two mechanical means, I think, explain the activity of a bunch of different drugs, including mescaline, which I'll probably get into next. Earlier, I was talking about mescaline in the context of the upspin, downspin electrons, so I'm pretty sure it's actually just a bunch of methyl ethers rolling like this, spinning around on that phenylethylamine backbone. Anyways, more on that later, guys. Thanks for tuning in.